Hey everybody, it's Amy Riccardi from HCM 2020. I'm excited to be here tonight. It is May 25th and it is, I don't know, it's about 8:30 right now. I just had an amazing week so far. We're getting ready to go into the Memorial Day weekend here coming up, and it's an awesome Thursday. It's kind of my Friday, sort of, because I'm not going to be doing too much work tomorrow, but a little bit. Just want to kind of wrap up the week and just tell you about some of the great stuff that we have going on and a couple of different things that I experienced this week, because I thought it'd be really great to share with other entrepreneurs and executives. So a lot of stuff going on with the Reston Chamber this week. As you probably saw, we're really excited about being named or nominated as one of the small businesses of the year, which was, by the way, enormously shocking to me. I don't even... I'm just thrilled and honored, truly, because the other companies that are also nominated are phenomenal companies. So super excited about being in that crowd and being in the Reston Chamber. It's a great organization. And yesterday morning I was there at a business education session that was run by James Lawson, and I'll link his company information down below and as soon as we're done. But amazing work. I've sat in a couple of his seminars, and they do brilliant work around helping you with marketing messaging and marketing campaigns and whatnot in today's social media environment, especially around email campaigns. So really, really brilliant stuff. And while I was there, I happened to get a message in LinkedIn from another Reston Chamber member congratulating me about the ACE Award nomination for Small Business of the Year. And I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about, because I hadn't seen the email. Like, wow. So I thought it was just, he got it wrong at first. But in fact, the email came out and we were on that list. So it was exciting. So James in his session yesterday was amazing. Highly recommend you attend any of his seminars that they do. They do some public seminars every once in a while, and they're just fantastic. They also have a great cohort program. And they're also using the same platform that we're using for our programs too, which is Kajabi, which is awesome. So I'm going to do a whole separate video on that coming up. So I actually am in the pipeline to have a great call with the president of Kajabi next week. So I'm real excited about that, and I'll kind of fill you guys in on what I can at that point too. So that'll be cool. But I wanted just to tell you a little bit too about my lunch appointment today and my meeting that I had over lunch, which was an amazing conversation with a good friend of mine, Phil Chu at Purple Squirrel. And again, I'll link down below so you can get his information too. But Phil and I had this amazing conversation around this whole hiring manifesto that I've been working on, and really trying to get clarity around kind of, and just confirmation, I would say too, around conversations I've been having with CEOs and executives around workforce planning and all that kind of stuff. And, and again, it was a great conversation to be had, and it really has helped me kind of reframe a little bit the language that I'm using to describe it. But let me just take a step into that world for just a second and explain to you why I'm so passionate about what's going on for small and medium-sized companies right now, and why I am so passionate that if you do not have hiring, people strategy, workforce planning, vision building, clarity in your vision for your organization, why you need to be doing that now and not putting it off any longer. And it's going to come down to this. Phil's company has done recruiting in the past, and so he's very tapped into the hiring piece. And one of the things he totally agrees on is that it is definitely shifting. The hiring world is shifting from an employer-centric hiring environment to an employee-centric hiring environment. We're not quite there. We're at the, surfing term here. We're kind of at the peak, right before the peak of the wave. And if you don't get on the board now and start paddling and get yourself rolling, it's going to swallow you this summer. I'm going to say probably starting this summer and definitely into the fall, you're going to get just gobbled by this. And here's why. Two interesting statistics came out over the last couple months, and one of them I just saw yesterday for the first time, which I think is just really fascinating. So Gallup organization came out with a survey for 2016 and the first quarter of 2017 taking a look at workforce, global workforce issues, but also specifically in the US. And they do a lot of data collection around this. So highly, highly, highly recommended. And again, I'll link the survey and the report below. But their real big thing is like 51% of employees are actively looking for jobs right now. That means half of your people are actively looking for jobs. Why is that? Because CEOs and executives of companies treated their employees like crap in the last 5-10 years. Kids were coming out of college with these big fancy degrees or even just regular degrees or whatever and couldn't get jobs. Kids' parents were getting laid off out of nowhere, and they watched all this happen. And by 2020, millennials are going to be making up 40% of the workforce. And they have no problem right now walking out of your office if they don't feel like the job's a good fit for them. They really don't. You can look at all kinds of trends around that. They just don't have the loyalty to your organization. And so you've got to create an organization that they want to work for. And that is fundamentally different than the way Gen Xers and baby boomers were employed and work. It just is. It's a totally different game. And plus, Gen Xers, we're in a much different phase of life now. We're having kids, we're, saving up money, we're paying for college for our kids, etc. We're in that, 40 to, 60-ish range, and yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And so the millennials that are coming out are looking for very, very different things. And that's what this whole hiring program is that we're working on right now is really focused on. Is it is a fundamentally different business environment now than it was even 5 years ago. And if you have got to wake up, you've got to wake up and pay attention to this, because you're going to have your lunch eaten with the influx of millennials coming in and the completely different way that they view employment. So don't mean to be all doom and gloom about it, but it's really true, and I'm very passionate about it. I was telling Phil, I have this habit of being, in some cases, way ahead of the curve on trends, and this is one that I 100% know it's coming, and I just want to tell you right now that if you as an executive don't have this on your radar screen and you're not paying really close attention to what's going on in your organization, you need to. If the 51% doesn't get your attention, let me give you another stat that just came out from ADP, the payroll people. And they do survey everyone. And they have a huge, huge population of people that they gather data from. Their number was at 63%. 63% of employees are either actively or passively looking for another job. So no matter which stat you want to use, it's somewhere between half and 2/3 of your workforce is looking for another opportunity. And the question is, what are you going to do to keep your current top performers? And what are you going to do if you're left with all of your B and C players and not your A players? Something to think about. It's and I'm just telling you, I'm predicting it. It's May 25th, 2017. I'm predicting it now. It's going to happen. It's going to happen in the next 6 to 12 months. If you have not been paying attention to the culture of your organization and working extremely hard to retain your top employees, you're going to be an organization that's going to become irrelevant really fast. And I think that is going to happen faster than the normal curve. The survivors are going to be the companies, the CEOs, the executive teams, the managers that get it and understand that you've got to be paying attention to your people. You've got to create more customized offerings for them, because everybody walks in the door with something different. And your HR people are going to go crazy at this notion. Well, we got to treat everybody equal and everybody fair, and everybody's got to get the same thing. Well, guess what? My kids do not get things. They get it fairly. They do not get it equally. And I've been teaching them that from a very young age. And employees are the same way. I try to be fair with everybody, but it's not equal for everybody, because what one person wants and benefits and what they're motivated by is different than somebody else. And you want to be able to create a culture and environment where your managers and your executives know the talent that's in the organization. You know your top talent in your organization. You know what motivates them. And you're focused on making sure that they are getting what they want from you as an employer in order for them to give back to you, tenfold. And they will. If you show loyalty to your employees and you show that you care and you're empathetic and you understand where they're coming from and what they want, and you work actively to try to get that for them, they will reward you with their loyalty, with their hard work, with their extra hours, with higher levels of effort, with more innovation, with more motivation. There'll be less less turnover, less absenteeism, less health issues, less stress, less medical costs. I mean, the whole thing snowballs big time. So if this is something that you're interested in, message me. I'd be happy to talk to you a lot more about it, because I'm just really passionate about this whole topic. But it was a great conversation with Phil. And again, props to Phil Chu at Purple Squirrel. Again, I'll link everybody down there below that I mentioned. Really excited for our upcoming seminars and the things we're doing now. I may rework this seminar title, and so it's not focused on hiring, but it's more on people strategy. I think that's probably more in line with what I'm really thinking about, because it's not really the ABCs of hiring. Most everybody's got that part down, but the bigger issue is you don't have the strategy piece in place. So you can hire all day long, but you may not be hiring the right people for the right seats, the right positions. And that's really where I think, on the hiring piece, you've got to be really focused on. But way before even that, you've really got to get your strategy in place. And you got to really understand and have a commitment to your people and what you want to do. So super excited. It's been a great week so far. Looking forward to it. ACE Awards and the annual meeting for Rest and Chamber are on June 22nd. So I'll link below the Rest and Chamber stuff. Would love to see you guys there. It's going to be a great event. And we're also I'm actually going to be doing a seminar for them, a business education session on June 14th. That's going to be on productivity, 10 hacks to move from busy to productive. So it's something everybody can deal with and use. So I'm excited about that too. That is, again, June 14th. It's free for Rest and Chamber members, and it's only $15 if you're in the area. So again, I'll link it below, and you should definitely come to that. And then June 19th, we just announced the launch of our productivity seminar. So it's that 10 hacks blown up. Huge opportunity for anybody. This is for solo entrepreneurs, executives, association executives, or professionals, mid-level managers. It's going to be targeted to more kind of senior level people, so not necessarily kind of entry-level people, because your agenda and your schedules are a little bit different. But it's really going to be focused to more senior level people who really want to go from being busy, ridiculously busy, to productive. And again, I'll do another video on that too, but I'll throw the link again down below. So lots of links today. It'll be fun. Anyway, have a great Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to be filming a ton of new content. I would have loved to have done it outside on the deck. You can hear the birds that are still chirping up a storm after the sun's gone down, but it's been raining and it's like thundering and lightning out there. I'm surprised you haven't seen it in the window over here. So anyway, have a great one, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks.